Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Strength in the Numbers. Now, sometimes us accountants we do like to let our hair down. So last weekend I was out with my wife in the capital city, and we went to a nightclub. And there I saw something that made me think and give me an idea of how we could better improve what we do for our businesses, but also a way of having a more fun and rewarding career at the same time. And what it actually had to do was with when we were standing in line to get into the nightclub, it had to do with the policy at the door, what some people sometimes call the red velvet rope policy. And what I noticed that the doormen or the bouncers, they turned away people who they didn't think were going to be good customers or perhaps a good fit for their establishments, whether or not they perhaps had in mind a type of dress, age group, whether the customers was going to spend money at the establishment, or even perhaps cause them trouble to themselves or other customers. And then I got thinking, well, how many of us get so caught up in chasing the next sale, growing our business and wanting more customers that we don't always do a similar sort of due diligence before we let them in our doors, in terms of the right credit checks, sounding out other businesses that they've worked with for whether or not they own our agreements, how much trouble they're going to cause, or even if they're looking to squeeze as much profit so to benefit more in the short term as opposed to looking for longer term relationships. And then similarly, once in the door, how many of us then sort of assess and check in their benchmark, their profitability against other customer groups, where we assess the costs and resources it takes to serve them, maybe even perform a Pareto 80-20 analysis on the ones we best serve to understand why they're so profitable, how we meet their needs so well. And what really amazes me is the amount of companies that could tell you their most profitable products, but when you ask them who your most profitable customers are, they tend not to know. And I find that a bit odd because isn't it the customers that buy the products have needs that need to be fulfilled? And isn't it important to know that the customers that we have, that we are attracting, are more profitable ones as opposed to ones that are leaving? I mean, worst case scenario is that we end up with customers that are least profitable because the ones that were profitable we didn't focus on serving better. So one area in particular where we can help from a finance and accounting perspective is to prepare those customer account profitabilities across different customer groups, help identify and recommend perhaps some retention and acquisition policies for customers, and then keep a broad breast of maybe any new segments that may be appearing, or knowing our customer needs so well, we might be able to match them up with more appropriate products as well. And similarly, in our careers, how often are we doing checks or taking stock of the people we surround ourselves, our colleagues, our business partners, our mentors and other support groups? Do we really know which ones are there that we can best serve, but also that can best serve us in a mutually beneficial win-win partnership? And the point is, oh yes, we may be able to offer most people great value. We may not be able to do so profitably. So sometimes knowing who not to serve as much as who we should be serving are equally important. So if you want to be at your best and give your best to customers and business partners, you may want to take these following 4 steps. Step 1 is identify those types of customers and business partners who inspire you, energize you, and are also profitable for you as well. Because that makes it easier to do step 2, which is you can then develop a red velvet rope policy to only let in those from step 1, so it's a win-win for everyone. Step 3 is look who you already have in terms of customers and business partners that don't align with the policy you've just developed in step 2, and get rid of those. And step 4, remember, you can't please everyone. And I know some of you might be shocked by that saying, because if you're like me, you subscribe to the saying, if we don't look after our customers, someone else will. And yes, this is totally true, but if we wish to have successful, sustainable businesses and careers, why would you want to look after a customer that you can't do so profitably? I mean, it's not fair on them, and it's not sustainable for your business or careers. Now, similarly, if you think about it from our career perspective, Isn't it more effective to invest our time and resources in serving business partners and colleagues with the value they seek in a profitable way, in a win-win way for everyone, as opposed to people who are more like energy vampires that suck our precious little time, attention, and energy, and then you've got the negative knock-on impacts on our ability to serve the people who we could do so profitably well. So if we really wish to give the best of ourselves and make the right impacts for our businesses and careers, we may need to pull across our own red velvet rope and be willing to say not tonight or not ever. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please check us out at sitnshow.com. Here you can find the most up-to-date information on podcasts, videos, blogs, plus high-quality links in our show notes that will direct you to high-quality resources to help you keep improving your skills, build your experience, and ultimately your strength in the numbers. We're also on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube, so please feel free to check us out and subscribe there. And also reach out to us. We're always curious to understand what's working well for you, topics we should cover, guests we should get on. So please share those with us as well, because if we keep coming together as a community, we keep building on our existing strength in the numbers. So until next time, take care and let's keep building the strength in the numbers.